Alrighty, boys. Alrighty. Let's get in on this. Who do we got? Who do we got? We gotta do introductions. We gotta start with Azeroth. Oh, I love that set. I really do like that set. He got the daggers to match it too. That's a cool set. I love the masks too. Azeroth playing someone who looks like Assassination. Catrakan is gonna be playing some Fury Warrior. Prox coming in as a Feral, testing his might against everybody else. No skill DK, by the way. Getting a second chance. I want to see more of this guy play, man. He's pretty new in these. And Obliv, I want to see some of that gameplay. Fire Mage versus Alpha Man, who's a red pal. Looks like he's up first. There's going to be a Buffalo Bill. Oh, that's such a good name. Another Fury Warrior for the Alliance. Chrysler coming back with Destra. We're going to have Anxiety and Zakati as always, but Alphaman is engaging with, it looks to be no skill DK. Hodge coming down by Alpha as he's hit with a Maledict Chicken by no skilled. No skill Death Knight is just starting to get a setup going. Sun coming out onto the Pally. He trinkets out of it. Wings are coming out. Big damage. AMS coming out for no skilled as he gets the Army of the Dead rolling. Alphaman is taking a little bit of damage. No AMS available for no skill, but he's getting those big death strikes back to back, healing up all the damage that Alpha puts down. But Alphaman is hanging in there. He's getting necrotic out on his health right now, little by little. Big old explosion by the army. Alphaman took a chunk of damage, but now it's no skill that's on a defensive stance right now on the receiving end of a punishment. Has taken Chicken Proc and Hodge coming down. Chicken's out of it. No, Lichborn comes out. Decided to play Lichborn instead of IBF. Very, very interesting. It is going to go versus Alphaman. Necrotic about complete. That's going to be Shield of Vengeance to cover Alpha. Can't really get a lot of good heals out of it. Try to grip him on that heal. Can you interrupt the Palo on his heal? That would be nuts. Alphaman is just using his defensive. The Shield of Vengeance as a defense is going to have the shield for a little bit longer. No skill DK is trying to wait the shield out. Does take a little bit of the holy damage. Execution Sense coming down, but he's going to get those big death strikes in. Is that going to be a Hodge out of the Paladin? He's continuing to death strike through. Alphaman, big dark sacrifice. Oh, what is it? Dark sacrifice? Coming down for the Death Knight. Alphaman gets a Hodge to him. Fully necrotic down. Trying to end the death right now with barely any health left. Bubbling down at the end, and is going to be able to snap out. No skill Death Knight. Dark Pact. That's what the ability is called, Darth Pact, but sacrificing a portion of his health, I guess, but gaining some back. And there's going to be Obliv with a big old Pyro Blast coming down. Greater Pyro going to be hitting Alphaman. What's kind of burst is going to be Greater Pyro into a Ring of Frost, into another Greater Pyro. No, Alphaman is actually going to bail out of it. It's going to get some line of sight from the Mage. Going to get a Flash Heal or two rolling. Obliv has to go for another reset. It's going to go for a Greater Pyro, and Alphaman is obviously going to align it. Oblivion is out in the open, does have all the buffs available. Shield up and running. Alphaman decided, you know what, I'm going to try to engage. I'm going to use that line of sight to get a little bit closer to this Mage. It's going to get some free damage onto the Mage. The Mage is trying to line up for a Dragon's Breath. And it's going to be a Hodge. Chicken coming out. Dragon's Breath. Polymorph coming down onto Alpha into Greater. Maybe. No. Chicken's out of it early. Julian's going to get repolyed. Albliv is going to be able to get a freebie damage. No bubble available for Alphaman. Necrotic coming out as well as the Paladin takes so much crit damage but survives the Necrotic and the G-Pyre. The Mage doesn't get any follow-up as Alpha does get to LOS. Finally, a Pyroblast is seen from the Mage, but then Alpha is just going to reheal through all of it. Obliv got complete line of sight during his burst. He's trying to still snag a Polymorph onto Alpha, and Alpha is just... He's just waiting it out, man. Gonna mount up. Gonna use the mount in order to engage the Mage. Gonna use the line of sight to draw the Mage closer. We're gonna see the Mage trying to go invis, but it's gonna be Alpha with a Judgment disrupting it. Polymorph still coming out by the Mage. Wants to go for round 2 of his burst. It's still no bubble available for Alpha. Does have a Shield of Vengeance. Could go for that. Ring of Frost is coming down. Is going to be able to chain CC onto Alpha to get a second Greater Pyro Blast coming. Alpha is going to be able to bail behind the pillar. Takes a good chunky burst of damage, and Oblivion is trying to blink around it for a moment. But Alpha is still going to be able to get full flash of lights hiding behind the pillar, utilizing that line of sight. Big old Pyro is going to connect with him, and Obliv has to go for another setup. As long as Alphaman is hanging out in the safety of the pillar, is going to be in a good position. Needs to wait for the bubble. Is rushing out at the Mage. Dragon's Breath missing. That's going to be Temporal coming down for Obliv. Trying to get a Greater Pyro is going to get interrupted pretty early on. Freeze coming out onto Alpha. Could go for a Hand of Freedom. Obliv is going to go for another Greater. Does Alpha have anything out of this? Might even go Shield of Vengeance right now. He's going to pop a Shield of Vengeance. Trying to get him to pop next to the Mage. Second one coming out onto Alpha. His health is looking all that good. Trying to get a setup going onto Obliv. Gonna get hit with a Ring of Frost. No, Hodge is the Mage out. No chicken available for Obliv. And he's gonna just ice block as the wings come out by Alphaman. Could come out of that block and try to interrupt maybe Alphaman on one of the casts. Looks like he's just gonna wait it out for the full duration. Gotta go for the long game. is going to get a freeze route onto Alpha. Could go for a Hand of Freedom, but it's going to get stolen. Is going to Hand of Freedom at the end as the Mage starts casting. This is where Obliv is just trying to get some more damage. Breath coming out into Polymorph, trying to reset on him. Trigger coming out for Alpha, though, is going to see a heal coming out for Obliv, though no dampening, so Obliv should get a full heal off of that Temporal. Trying to land a Polymorph onto Alpha, is going to blink with that Poly. That's going to be shortest Polymorph all my life. Greater Power Blast coming out. That's going to be short wings coming out by Alpha. He's going to hit with a Maledict and everything, though. He's going to be able to survive with these wings, most likely. Healing is coming out. Trinket available for Obliv. Alpha Man still necrotic out. No bubble available for this guy. Obliv is trying to end him with all those crits. And Obliv crits do run out, but he has that Scorch Execute available. Is going to keep pelting Alpha Man with those Pyros. That's going to be Greater Pyro lining up again. But Alpha is going to have that line of sight. Greater Pyro already mid-air, though. Is going to connect. Alpha's man's health is not looking that amazing. Obliv is getting up close. Breath coming down. Ring of Frost trying to freeze Alpha Man. Is not going to land it. Could he go for another setup? Try to get a little bit extra Scorches. Fire Blast coming down. Does have a Pyro Blast rolling and ready available. And Alpha Man is still surviving this. Obliv just had a potential kill right there and missed out on the situation. Alpha Man Obliv playing out to win. Obliv is going to go for some heals. Alpha Man is too. Could interrupt the Mage on his food. Is going to mount up. That mount up is not going to psych the Mage out. Is going to sit out and use the full food, all the ticks and everything. Polymorph coming down. Alpha Man is tricking out immediately into another Polymorph. Catches him out early. Obliv has no way out of this. No Ice Block for a while. This is where Alpha Man gets to go for some big wings damage. Obliv is going to go for the Temporal. Is going to get a massive heal off of this. Getting interrupted into Polymorph. Obliv could go for a setup. No, just going to get himself a shield rolling again. It's going to steal all the buffs from Alpha Man. Is going to land another Polymorph into Greater Pyro. Alpha Man has a bubble coming up in 44 seconds. Ring of Frost to follow. Chain CC. Greater Pyro into another Greater Pyro. Can Obliv end this duel? After the second Greater Pyro is going to drop a Meteor down. It's going to be Alpha Man popping on Shield of Vengeance early, trying to reduce some of that damage as the shield absorbs a portion of it. Alpha Man needs to wait and live for 30 more seconds before the bubble is available. Obliv is on a time scale right now and needs to push up into Alpha Man. Has a fair amount of health. No Ice Block. Chick coming out very soon. Is going to have a health in 8 seconds. Is going to go for some food right now. Trying to force Alpha Man behind the wall. Alpha Man with 14 seconds left in the bubble. He's just going to stop Obliv's food, but he's not going to go engage him in damage. Is going to finally get a high. It's going to be Obliv taking some damage. Full wings coming out for Alpha Man. Has a big setup with Executor. Sentence could go down right now. Conway is going to trigger for Obliv. Is going to be able to maybe line up some damage onto Alpha Man, who has the bubble available. Polymorph is coming down. Going to get out of it with a Trinket. Another Polymorph coming in. Alpha Man is going to sit in. Is either running Adaptation versus everybody? I think it's Adaptation right now. Big necrotic, Maledict, Trinket, and everything. Dropping down Meteor. Alpha Man is going to heal through the matter right now. Is Alpha Man running Adaptation? Is he? What? Is that the meta? What? Is he? This guy... Okay, well, that's just weird. Still is holding onto a bubble. Obliv is not out of the game quite yet. He did get a massive reheal right now. Is going to go for food. Alpha Man is going to have to walk out of there and disrupt the eats. Breath coming down. This is going to be Polymorph. It is going to be Poly. Does have a bubble if he needs to. Is that going to be bubble out of the Paladin? It's going to be big old Greater. Probably into another freeze. Ring of Frost is going down right afterwards. Does he freeze him? No, it looks like it didn't quite land on the top platform. It is going to be Blink out of the Mage. Didn't quite get the cast off there. Trick coming out with a Temporal as short wings coming out for Alpha Man. Has a trick out available in just 7 seconds. I guess he does have Adaptation. I'm still so surprised. He does have a Trinket up. It doesn't show me what Trinket he has. But that's going to be Obliv taking some damage. Getting obliterated, actually. Little by little. Alpha is going to land a Poly. It's the Trinket out of the Alpha. Has to be Adaptation. Looks like Obliv doesn't have a lot of health to deal with. Getting that Execution in there. No, that's going to be Breath. Polymorph. No, Alpha Man takes it out. The Paladin with an automatic Trinket just beat 2 guys. The death that end the Mage. But next up is going to be Enzot. Enzot trying to end Alpha Man right now. Bubble and Bop available for this Paladin. Shield of Vengeance is up. Cloak and Shadows running right there for Enzot. Not take the damage from Alpha Man from that shield. Bubble and Bob still available. Enzot is sinking his daggers into the blades. Into Alpha. Evasion coming down. Alpha Man is going to go for a bubble. It's going to go for massive flashlights back to back. Going to get a slow into Enzot. And it's going to continue pelting Enzot with some damage. Enzot is not doing that bad. It's going to go for a Vanish. Has another setup into Alpha Man. Can at least get an opener. Sav coming down to get the Paladin to stop moving for at least a moment. No heals available. Garrod coming out, trying to get another kidney in. Is going to land another kidney. No Adaptation available for the Paladin. Sitting out there like a duck. Has a Bop available. Maybe if you can wait out the Forbear. It's going to get his wings. And it's going to go for mass heal with wings. Stun coming down to Enzot. Enzot trinkets it. And Alpha Man is going to try to run away. Maybe he can live a little bit longer. Last just shield of flash of light just ends up keeping him afloat. Bop coming down. Maybe no trinkets out of the blind immediately. Does he have a Bop available? available this time. Forbearance should be down. Enzot could be in a bad situation. Is playing defensively with that smoke bomb, trying to get away, trying to catch a line of sight. Althaman is pushing in though. Is going to be sap out of Althaman. Another sap comes in as a Datsura. Resaps him 3 times with those dots. Althaman was right on top of the rogue. Is going to go for flash of lights. Could get interrupted. Maybe Enzot could go for shadow step kick play. Is going to wait for the eyes. Going to open up with a full kidney onto Althaman. Is going to have a bop available. Going to bop early. Enzot is running his sprint check away from this Pally. Going to get a concoction rolling while he's making his quick escape. Quick getaway. Flashlight's coming out for Althaman. He's doing just fine on health. Still going to be able to hit Enzot. I guess he had eyes for a little bit longer. Enzot is not looking at that amazing Hodge coming down. It looks like the Paladin might be able to end him. Save the chicken to cover him, but it looks like it's not enough, and that's going to be a big old another execute by Althaman. This man just was like, you know what? I'm going to just play Adaptation. I still can't get over that. I guess Adaptation is good in a certain matchup, right? Kachkin is up next. Gonna give Althaman an honor duel. Althaman out of all big defenses. Mosh bubble. No Bob. Shield of Vengeance up and running. Has Word of Glory. He's not even running the right talents that everybody in the meta is running. This man is breaking the meta as the Paladin. But then again, he is a Dragon Slayer. Look at his mount. He did defeat Argus the Unmaker to get that. Knows how to play his class at the very least. But can he best Kachkin? 32% dampening. No healing available for one of the more healing classes in the game. And Kachkin just keeps on pumping damage. Gonna go for the Blade Storm. That's gonna be Althaman. Not going for a stun. Stun coming on to Cat right now. No trinket available for Cat. Not sure what he trinketed away. He trinketed. That's gonna be Althaman. Going for some damage. Kachkin's health is not looking amazing. Is gonna go for Enraged Regen. Charges off of Althaman through another Enraged Regen heal. Massive healing. Kachkin's back up after all the damage by Altho. Altho's still holding on to his big wings though. Shield of Vengeance is a possibility. Kachkin kind of lagged on screen for a second. Big wings coming out for Altho, and Kachkin is actually going to go for a fear. Althaman has Kachkin went for a fear, but that was an instant trinket out of Althaman. Kachkin without any other stuns. That's the only thing he has. That's the only thing that Althaman needed a trinket. That's going to be Reflect coming in by Cat. Althaman is not going to hodge himself just yet. Still chasing after the Warriors. Still able to get a few auto attacks through. Trying to cut him all across on the other side. But it looks like Kachkin is not going to be handed. Althaman is just going to mount up right now on his big old Zul mount. That's going to be no damage available on Althaman for a little bit. Chicken coming down to Kachkin right now onto that Hodge. That's going to be some defensive, no offensive out of Althaman. I'm not sure what buff he's using right now. Some is lit up on the screen, but Kachkin's health is all looking amazing. Is going to go for a massive reflect. Can you reflect a Hodge out of Althaman or anything? Shield of Vengeance still available for the Paladin. Kachkin needs to get those charge off heals. Is going to get a commanding shot rolling. Short stun onto Althaman. Is Althaman going to go for Shield of Vengeance? Shield of Vengeance coming down. Yes, Kachkin is going to hit right through it. Shield of Vengeance is up and running. Going to get a big old lead. Barely has any health as commanding shot falls off, and Kachkin is shown to have barely any health. His true size of his length is getting revealed to the rest of the public. Althaman still has Shield of Vengeance. It is popping. Kachkin's health barely has any health. Shield of Vengeance popped even through the wall, even through the line of sight, and Kachkin is just up on the wall right now. Althaman's going up versus a Feral up next. Procs gonna go with big old Hodge, and that's gonna be Procs with a Maledict. Trinkets out of that stun. Althaman has no way to heal, and Procs finally takes out the Paladin, who is up next into the 44% dampening. What is this duel? Procs is gonna have to play carefully around Zanxiety. No trinket to cover himself. Gonna get opener onto the Paladin. Bleeds are up and running. Zan could go for wings and Hodge and everything. Procs is going to have Thorns up and running early. That's going to be Zeb. Trying to land himself a flash of light right now as Procs continue to shred into his backside. Flash of lights are still coming out. Hodge coming down. Wings coming in. Zan, is he going to be able to end Procs right now? If he had any kind of setup going, I think he could have, but was able to get Procs down to about half health. Procs is going to pre-wall this damage. Bear from coming down. Heal coming in. 50 seconds left in his trinket. Shield of Vengeance out for Zanxiety. Procs is going to pre-bear it. Looks like Shield is going to pop, and Procs is nowhere to be found. Zan is going to hit by another stun by the Feral. Trinkets out of a big bite rolling onto Zan right now, and Procs is using his last bit of wall available. Zan still has bubble if necessary. Procs is still not doing amazing. Has a trinket if he ever needs to use it in 30 seconds. There's going to be some heals coming out for both of these guys, and Procs has Incarn rolling right now. Big damage out of this Feral. He's going to catch a restel, get re-bleeds onto Zan. There's going to be Bob coming out, Hodge coming in. Does Zan have another wings, another set? Is that going to be Procs down? No defensive after the Thorns are up, but no, he does get cleaved. He does get slayed, and that's why people play Paladins, man. Look at the damage that Althaman did. Look at the healing he did with an Adaptation trinket. That was probably the weirdest play ever, but that trinket ended up making a play. I cannot believe it. He basically had a trinket every time he needed one. Because of adaptation. It just lined up. The stars aligned. This man is like the fucking galaxy giant.